What's good? That's just Keith TV. Back again, brand new video. If you guys haven't heard it by now, I'm sure this is gonna be news to you. But I know I made a video earlier in the summer talking about the fact that Kyrie Irving wanted to be traded, and he wanted out of Cleveland in the worst way. Well, yesterday he got his wish, and he's now been traded to drumroll, the Boston Celtics. So they traded him pretty much in conference to a team that, in the end, they had more wins than the Cavs last year, but that was just kind of like for show. But obviously, the Cavaliers are a way better team than the Celtics are at the moment. But the Celtics have a ton amount of assets, and they're going to be good in the future. But right now, they're not. So basically, the way this trade actually happened was the Celtics get Kyrie Irving, but in order to receive Kyrie Irving, they had to give away Isaiah Thomas. Yeah, I know. That was hurtful. Jay Crowder, dude named Ante Zizig, don't know who that is, but I'm sure he's a nice guy. And Brooklyn's 2018 first round pick, which has the opportunity to be the number one overall pick, has the opportunity to be the top pick, depending on how the Nets go this year. But it definitely has potential. So that in itself, it wasn't surprising. The fact that they actually traded Kyrie, because there was no way they could bring him back to training camp and literally start over again with him. That wasn't happening. He made it pretty plain that he wanted out, and like I said in the last video, he was burning his bridges as he was doing it. So that wasn't happening. But the thing that was actually a surprise was it shows you the Celtics, what they really thought about Isaiah Thomas. That means that they obviously didn't plan to re-sign him at the end of next year for a max deal, and they expected him to walk. That's the only reason why they would have, made this trade, because they obviously feel like Kyrie's obviously younger, and they must feel he's an upgrade, and that they can get him to re-sign for a max in 2 years. Because now that he's been traded there, instead of just, leaving to go to a different team, they have his birthrights, so they can actually offer him the max deal, so they have leverage a little bit better over a lot of the other teams that are out there. So that's a cool thing, and we'll see how that works out. That's a conversation for 2 years down the road. But yeah, I was kind of surprised when I heard Celtics. I initially figured, he really seems like he wants to go to the Suns. I thought Miami was a sleeper, and really the top team I thought was going to happen was the Spurs. They were going to trade him out of conference and pretty much let him fight against the Warriors and see what happens with that. But no, that shows you that they didn't think he was that big of a threat to them, because they're going to be fighting him first game of this year. So opening game, they're going to be seeing each other again. And in order to really get up to the Warriors in the finals, those teams are going to have to go head and head against each other. So they obviously didn't think he could stop him. Now the big thing is what happens to LeBron James. And as I make this change into this next thing here, the new news is that, drumroll again, that there's a chance that the old band could be getting back together. Yeah, that's right, like the Miami Heat days. But obviously no Chris Bosh, but there's a really good chance that LeBron James could be reunited with Dwayne Wade. Yeah, now how crazy would that be? But I was reading an article earlier, and actually I read it yesterday after the whole trade happened and everything, and pretty much to break it down, it says people close to James are fairly confident that at some point the point guard Dwayne Wade is going to end up with the Cavs. So now how does that happen? Of course, it means that the Bulls are going to have a buyout of Wade's contract. And now what they're going to have to do with that is, they're both gonna have to figure out a number because they're not gonna give him everything he wants as far as like the money. I'm talking about weight at this point. They're not gonna be able to give him. I think he's owed like 22 or 26 million. They're not gonna be able to obviously to go that high because he wants out, they want out, so they're gonna have to find somewhere in the middle to do that. And then he's just gonna have to sign with the Warriors probably for the minimum because they have no cap space and they're kind of already in a bad spot when it comes to some of that. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens as far as that goes. But needless to say, I don't know who came out on top of this trade. I mean, anybody in the world can say, oh, LeBron James. But the only reason why you can say the Cavs is because of the fact that they were able to get that 2018 pick. That could be the number 1 pick. And that could help them in case LeBron does leave next year. But at the same time, I don't know Kyrie Irving was pretty clutch, and he was putting up numbers the last 2 seasons that they actually went up against the Warriors in the finals. And now they're not going to have him. We're going to see how Isaiah Thomas plays off ball. And what I mean by that is he's a point guard, so he's pretty much with the Celtics. He was the primary ball handler. When you go to the Cavaliers, LeBron James will be the primary ball handler. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays without the ball in his hand, how they play him, or how teams defend him. If they give him the same respect that they gave Kyrie Irving, or if they, if they play him all differently. So that will be interesting, and it'll be interesting to see how Kyrie Irving backs it up. He wanted out. He wanted to, to be the man. He wanted to pretty much show that he didn't need to be Robin. He was Batman in a sense that he could hold it on his own. So obviously when he was with the Celtics, when he got not drafted the Celtics, when he was with the Cavs when he first got drafted, obviously that didn't really work too well for him because it was still a lottery team. And I think they had a number 1 overall pick again after he was traded, and they drafted, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it was a bust. And that following year they were back again, and I think they drafted Wiggins with the number 1 or number 2 pick, and that was the same year LeBron James came back and they traded Wiggins away to get Kevin Love. So that'll be interesting to see how that entire thing works out. I'll keep my eyes out on that, but obviously I'll keep it out from afar because I'm with the Splash Nation, man, Warriors. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Tell me what you guys think about this video. Tell me also, what do you guys think is going to happen? Hit me up on social media sites. Keith Williams, you can find me on Facebook. Snapchat, I'll have it in the link because I don't remember all that type of stuff on top of my head. And I'll have my Instagram in the link. But needless to say, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Tell me if you guys think this is going to change as far as like the format. Could LeBron James be coming to the Sixers? Conspiracy? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time, all right? Peace.